What's going on, guys? Yoel here, and welcome to Confabulate, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. I'm your host, Yoel Sanchez. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today, guys, it's gonna be a little different. I have no one here to talk to or to chat with. I'm gonna be doing this episode all by myself, which is a little different. But I've been doing this thing every year since 2018 where I answer questions from listeners and viewers and people who want to ask me questions. And I usually post a video on YouTube answering some questions. And this is the first year where I'm going to do it on the podcast. I thought it would be a really cool thing to just answer questions on here because most of the time there's so many questions I have to answer. And I spend hours editing and making it short in order for people to listen or to watch the whole thing. And now I don't really need to worry about that because we're on my podcast now. I can just talk and talk and talk and answer these questions and just have a good time without having like a time crunch. You guys know what I mean? And yeah, so thank you if you asked me questions on Snapchat or Instagram or texted me. I've been saying this for years and I can't stress it enough. These kind of things cannot happen if you don't ask me questions. So I really appreciate it. To those of you who ask me anything in the world, I really don't care what it is. I'm kind of like an open box. I'll talk about anything. So thank you to my friends and to people who just listen to the podcast that I don't really know and ask me some really great questions. I'm really excited. And also, thank you for listening to last week's episode with Nikki. That episode kind of blew up. It's my most listened to episode in season 2, and it's quickly getting to be one of my most listened to episodes, like, out of all of them. You know what I mean? So thank you, Nikki, for coming on, and thank you to all of you for listening. It really blew me away, and it all happened in like a day, and I was freaking out about it. There's no better feeling, and I've been saying this for a while, but there's no better feeling from a content creator where people actually listen to, to what you put out. It means the world. You guys have no idea. So thank you guys, and thank you for the questions. We are going to get started here with the first question, and it's, would you ever cover Drake? I feel like I've covered Drake already. Yeah, I feel like I've done over 100 covers, but let me see. I think I've done Passion Fruit, and I think I've done Hotline Bling, and I feel like I've done Hold On We're Going Home, but I'm not sure. But I've definitely covered him. I'm not going to be rapping if that's what you want me to do. But yeah, I've definitely covered Drake before. He's one of my favorite rappers. Just finished listening to his new album. Why don't you guys let me know what you think about it? It's definitely not my favorite Drake album. I mean, it had some good songs. But I don't know. I'm kind of sick of artists who, oh my god, I don't want to piss anyone off, but I'm not a big fan of when artists put out albums that have like over 20 songs. I even get mad if it has over 15 songs. Cause I don't know. Cause I look at it like if you take out all of the filler tracks and you get rid of like all of the bad songs, you'll have like a solid good album. I don't see why you need to give me 20, 22, 23 songs. That's literally 2 albums and 1 project. And I get kind of annoyed about it. I don't know. It's different for everyone. Some people love it and they love to listen to 20 something songs in 1 project, which is fine if you have all that time in the world. But for me, that's not really my cup of tea. I like 12 songs, 13 songs are pretty good. And then if people really like that project, then you could do a deluxe version and add some more tracks and add some more songs. This is just me speaking from someone who loves to listen to a body of work and not singles. I love to listen to a project from start to finish. And if you lose me between there with 20 something songs, which probably you will, it's not going to be one of my favorites. So all right, second question. I think we are going to skip it because Gustavo is a fucking maniac. I might come back to it later, but we're skipping number 2. Number 3 is, I can't be naming these. I'm going to lose track. But next up is, did your style change once your appearance changed? I'm assuming appearance as in like how I look and how my body has changed. Honestly, no. I've always loved to dress nice. I've always loved to look good. It might be just the inner gay in me, but ever since I've been young and little and stuff like that, I've always loved to look good. I love to feel good. That's the only thing that gave me confidence. You know what I mean? Like, I never had confidence in myself in any shape or form. And the clothes that I wore were what gave me confidence in myself. They gave me confidence to go to school with my head held high and just be happy and smile. I loved to always look good. But it hasn't changed. Like, I'm way heavier and bigger than I was in high school. just get a bigger size. And I feel like I'm dressing way better now. I love to always look good. I will say that at times I look at myself in the mirror and I do change. It happens often where I look at myself and I'm like, yeah, I can't pull this off. I'm going to change because I don't feel comfortable. And I'm sure I'll outgrow it, or I don't know, it'll change for me. But there are times where I do tell myself, like, I would look a lot better in this outfit if I was skinnier. I would pull this off if I just lost a few more pounds. Because, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of things look better in skinnier guys. Like, I can't wear skinny jeans anymore. You will not see me wearing skinny jeans. My thighs and my ass will not let me. But I always like to look good. I wouldn't say my style has changed. I probably dress better now. But it's different for everyone. I love that clothes, it's different for everyone, and it kind of shows who you are and embraces your true self. You know what I mean? Next up is, what is your workout routine? It's something different every day. I do start off in the treadmill. Sometimes I'll run, sometimes I'll walk. It's just to get me warmed up and start sweating a bit. Try to burn around 100 calories on the treadmill, more or less. And usually when I'm on the treadmill, the Kelly Clarkson show is on, so I lose track of time. I'm just there watching. But every day is something different. Either it's leg day, or I'll do biceps and triceps and back, or I do chest and abs, or, I try to focus on what it is I want to work on the most. Like now I'm trying to lose my stomach and my face. I've always had a chubby face and a round head and big cheeks, and it's hard to lose that. And then my stomach, it's been really hard. But it just depends what I really want to work on, Next up, let's do, what's been your favorite podcast so far? Before I answer this, I do want to say that I really appreciate everyone that's come on. I know it's really weird and different, and it's different for all of us, and it's nerve-wracking, but I cannot stress this enough. Like, for me to start a podcast and to actually have people to come on, people, all sorts of different people who I haven't even talked to in years, or I haven't even met at all in my life. It's been really, really freaking amazing, and one of my favorite things I've ever done. But to answer it, my favorite podcast so far, okay, I think John Paul Wallace. I feel like he is one of my inspirations, and I've been listening to his music for so long, and I love his voice. To have him on was a big moment for me. But ones that stand out, like my favorite ones, I love them all, but like Ana Perez, that one stands out to me. I love it from start to finish. I think, that's so freaking hard. I think Mario's is one of my favorites too. They're all so good. I love them. I love all these episodes. It's hard to pick a favorite one because I'm so grateful and appreciative to everyone that's come on. What sparked you to start YouTube and the podcast? Okay, YouTube was more, I've always loved to sing, always since I was a kid, and it was something that I've been working on for a long time. Some people are great singers and just don't really need to work at it. Some people really need to take lessons and learn, and I was one of those people that I busted my ass, and I still am, trying to become a better singer. The YouTube, I just wanted to sing covers, songs that meant a lot to me, and I needed like an outlet to get rid of all of my emotions and everything that I was going through at the time, and still am. And I kind of was just singing all the time. If any of you remember me from high school, like my voice was always gone. My voice was always tired. My voice was cracking all the time. It still is. That means it's just my voice is tired. And my friends are used to it, but it's hard at times, to have a normal conversation or to talk, because my voice will crack, and it's like, I just sing too much and my voice is always tired. So the YouTube thing was just kind of just an outlet to just release everything, I guess, and to sing these songs that I loved growing up. And the podcast was a few different reasons. One, I wanted to reconnect with a lot of people that I haven't spoken to in a long time, and this was a great way, and for people to listen, because I feel like there are a lot of people that I graduated with in high school, and there's other people who do not know nothing about them, like what they've done with their lives. And that was a big thing for me, that I wanted to have Cassidy on, and Nikki, and Jamie, and Andy, and Jeanette, and Alonzo, and Isaac, people who, like we probably don't talk to on a regular basis. So I wanted people to know like what their lives have been since we last saw them, which I think is a really special thing. And I just wanted to try something new. I feel like this would be really great for me because I love to listen to people's stories and I love to just listen, in general. I'm a great listener. I love to listen to what people have to say, and just yeah, it's been really amazing. I'm really grateful that I really have I'm so nervous a little bit. Okay. I'm really grateful that I have this, you know what I mean? Next up, what is next? What's your favorite thing about being friends with me? Okay, I think Brenda asked this. Brenda, I never see you, but I will always have love for you and respect for you, and I know we have a streak, and it was nice seeing you the other day. You've been a big part of my life. Like, when I think of senior year, one of my highlights is being friends with you. And if you're listening, I'm not trying to get you emotional, and I don't want to get emotional, but like, I loved seeing you every single day and spending every day with you and Esteban. I feel like the trio, I really miss that. But you were a big part of my life, just hearing me out and listening to me. And there's very few people who I feel comfortable singing in front of, and you were one of those people in 2018 and 2017. And yeah, I love you, and I'll always love you, okay? All right. Next up, what's been your most memorable moment on the podcast? Or what's been your most memorable moments on the podcast? I mean, Anna was complimenting me towards the end of the episode, and I just bawled. I was crying. It was way too much. I'm like, Anna, you better shut the hell up. You're going to make me cry. And tears just came out. That was a cool moment. Mario, having a deep conversation with Mario kind of about what we struggle with our bodies, and having to post that on the internet and being vulnerable and open and letting people see that, because social media is kind of seen as a, always be happy and show the positives. No one ever really gets to see the negatives, which we should be showing that more often, because that's what humans go through. It makes us normal for people to see, like, oh, I'm not the only one going through that. So that's been one of my main things to talk about and to post about. Yeah, Mario, Anna, Nikki sharing something really personal with me on her episode, saying that this podcast is a safe space, and she felt comfortable enough to tell me and to speak about it publicly, really meant the world to me, because that's all I ever wanted from this podcast. I've been saying I want people to come on and be open and talk about anything they want to freaking talk about. It's a free space, and I love that. And I know it could be hard knowing that people are listening, but that's kind of the beautiful part about it, because you never know what people are going through and they could relate to it. You guys have no idea the amount of people who have reached out to me and telling me, like, thank you for everything you do, whether it was a song you sang or something that you talked about on the podcast. Like, thank you. Those are a few memorable moments for me. Joel singing a song right in front of me. I love Joel's voice, and I've been supporting him for a while, and he did a great job singing. I was so blown away. He was so cool. Andy's podcast is a huge highlight for me. He was one of my first episodes, and I just asked him. He said yeah, and we talked and we hanged out, and it was really fun. That's a huge highlight. John Paul Wallace, again, huge highlight for me. Yeah, Mario, again. I keep mentioning Mario, but like, I've never met him in my life, and for him to say yes, and for us to just Zoom and just catch up and talk. So there's been a lot of huge highlights for me on this podcast. Yeah. Next up, would you let your friends choose your tattoo? I'm not that into tattoos in order to like get whatever tatted on me, you know what I mean? It depends what it is, and depends the size. I'd like to know that information, but if I get a tattoo, it has to mean something for me. I have two, and they both mean a lot to me, you know what I mean? If I was a worm, would you still love me? This was from Bree. Bree, I told you, if you're a worm and I'm a bird, I would eat you, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat Brie. But I don't know. I think worms are disgusting. I think they're ugly as hell. But if you were a worm and I knew it was you, like, I'm like, oh, Brianna's a worm, then I'm sure I would keep you. But is the worm the one that turns into a butterfly? No, that's a fucking... Oh my god. That's a caterpillar. Okay, what does a worm turn into? Nothing. I don't think they... Fucking wow. Okay, yeah, I'd probably keep you, but I don't like worms at all. Any fucking way. Oh my god. Okay, what is next? Tell me the best day of your life. Okay, I have one, and I'm gonna try and get through this without getting emotional, okay? The best day of my life was my 21st birthday party in January this year. Mainly because, I mean, it's cool to turn 21. It's a great feeling and stuff, and you celebrate it. Okay, so I had all of my friends there, and my friends, I have about like, well, at the time I had like 3 different kind of friend groups, and those people never really talk to each other. They never really hang out. So it was a big moment for me to have all of them there. I remember just looking at the table and seeing Natalie and Samantha and Bobby and Andrew and Alonzo and Melly and Anais and Ruby, and seeing them all there. I'm like, they're all here for me, you know what I mean? And I was really lost at that time, going through a tough time with coming out. Those first few months after coming out were hell for me. And to do a birthday party and have my whole family there and all my friends there, it took me like a whole week after that to process it, because some people come out and they lose everything. That's why I'm so grateful for how it's turned out for me, and I don't like to talk about it that much, about my struggles and stuff, because I know a lot of people have it way worse than I have. But that meant the world to me, to have my friends there and my family there, and like how nothing has changed. You know, it's very rare for something like that to happen, and I don't see it very often, you know, where gay people come out and like, you know, nothing changes at all. That's like the best thing that could happen. I was so mesmerized by that, and I was very happy. I just got a text message. I don't know if you heard Chewbacca. Next up is, what's your skincare routine? You have glowy skin. Nikki asked this. I don't have glowy skin. If you could see my face right now, like, you would die. But my face has been something that I've struggled with. Of course, we all have. We all know what it feels like to have acne or a pimple, or to try to hide it, avoid eye contact. It's been something that affects my confidence, you know? So I guess to answer that, if I can't have a skincare routine because it causes me to break out even more, does that make sense? Like, I can't keep putting chemicals on my face. Like, I can't have a cleanser and a toner and serums and moisturizers and eye cream and all that. It really does affect my skin. I just wash my face. I make sure to just keep it clean. I'll wash it after, when I get back from the gym, and then before I go to bed. And that's literally enough for me. And drink lots of water. That's literally all I drink. All I drink is water. I don't really drink anything else. And your diet is a big part of it. For me, it's a little hard with the diet thing to watch what I eat, but I try. But yeah, just a reminder to you young people out there, to never like point out people's face, their acne or whatever, because it could be something that they're really battling through, and you don't want to make shit worse. Like, they're aware of it, you know, like they see each other every day. I see my face every day, so why are you gonna point it out to me? You know what I mean? I have to cough. Excuse me. Okay. I don't have any water. Fuck. All right, next up, future tattoo ideas. I want to get the word youth tatted on the side of my finger. And then I also want to get rare. And then something Puerto Rican related. I don't know if I want to get the flag. That's about it for now. I might get another idea. Oh my god. I might get another idea. But, yeah, those would probably be the main ones for now. I don't have any more. Yeah. Who is sexier? Oh my god, this is hilarious. Gabe always asks like the weirdest questions. Okay, who is sexier, Gabe Closer or Cameron Reyes? Two of my favorite YouTubers, actually. Cameron, I'm really proud of you, like, of everything that you're doing with YouTube and TikTok. Gabe, you're like killing TikTok also and YouTube, and you guys are really, really killing it. You know, I watch everything, and I really support both you guys. I know how hard it is to kind of prioritize that and to spend all these hours editing and uploading it and just really wanting people to watch your stuff. And I'm always watching. I just want to let you guys know. But to answer this question, I think I'm going to have to go with Gabe. Gabe is like my little brother, and I really love him, and I appreciate him so much. And he's a big part of my life, so I'm going to go with Gabe, but I love Cameron too. These are actually two of my dream guests to have on the podcast. So if you guys are listening, go come on this fucking podcast. I know I'm trying to work something out with Gabe, But Cameron, I've tried to work some shit out with him too, but I'm sure it's gonna happen one day. Next up, why did you decide to choose your career? How is the process towards it? I hate this question. I think Jamie asked this. I'm very lost with that still, and I feel like it's okay. It's okay to be lost in your early 20s. I'm majoring in psychology right now, and I could get my bachelor's in it, but again, I've said it a few times, but I love music so much. I'm just want to see if I can make it a career somehow, you know what I mean? Let's see. What are your intentions in life? I just want to be happy. I feel like I deserve to be happy. You know what I mean? I feel I deserve it. You know, I spent so long not being happy, so I just want to be happy, and I want to make other people happy. I feel like I've done a pretty good job of it so far. Just bringing joy to other people and making them smile or laugh or emotional or empowered, or, you know, that's literally why I keep doing what I do, because of what people have to say about it. You know what I mean? Who are your musical influences? How much time do you have? My list of musical inspirations is very long, but my main influences would have to be Adele, Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith, Kelly Clarkson, and Adam Levine. Those are my top 5. There are obviously a lot more that have inspired me with my singing and like everything, from like Ryan Tedder to Sia and John Legend and Sarah Bareilles and you know, James Arthur and James Bay, Callum Scott, Hunter Hayes, Miley Cyrus. There's been a lot. Katy Perry. There's been a lot of singers that have inspired me, either with singing or songwriting or performing or with anything, or confidence-wise or personality-wise. There's been a lot of inspirations that I've looked up to for a long time. Yeah. Dream guests on the podcast. Well, Gabe and Cameron, and the other one would be John Turi. Those are my main 3 right now, and I'm going to make it work. I promise it's going to happen. Hopefully, John, I can get him before the end of the season. Same thing with Gabe. Cameron, probably in the future. I know he's really busy. But those are my main 3 dream guests for now. I can't really think of anyone else. I'd love to have a lot more people on, but those 3 are kind of my goal to have in this podcast. Yeah. Hardest song in the world to sing. That is really hard. I feel like if you're a singer, you shouldn't really touch Aretha Franklin, Etta James, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, or Mariah Carey. Those are like the queens of vocals, and if you cover them, you have to be really fucking amazing. There's a reason why I haven't covered any of those women, even though I really want to. I'd rather go Blind by Etta James, is one of my favorite songs ever, but I just cannot pull it off, and I'm not going to do that. I'd say, I don't know, there's so many hard songs to sing. Adele, I don't think you should cover her. Like, she's my favorite, but I haven't really covered her that much. I can't really give you a song because there's so many hard songs to sing, but anything by those soulful, like, big vocalists, yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to cover. What's been your favorite thing about having a podcast? Literally just talking to people, catching up, learning about their lives, hearing their struggles, hearing you know, the positive moments in their life, and just seeing what they're going through and what their life is like. And also people listening. That's one of my favorite things, when people actually listen to what I have to put out there. That's why I keep going. Like, if people didn't really care, I'd probably stop, but people listen. No, I don't. Let me take that back. I wouldn't stop. I do it more because I want to talk to people and learn about them. But the fact that people actually listen is what really means the world to me. That people actually listen to what I have to put out there. That people actually, you know, they care. And that's really freaking cool. Favorite Adele song. I can't really think of one Adele song that I have that's my favorite, but I can give you I can give you my favorite from each album. Okay, Adele 19, my favorite would have to be, it's either Crazy for You. Oh, Melt My Heart to Stone. Fuck. I don't want to say Make You Feel Hometown Glory. Oh no. Okay, it's either Hometown Glory or Crazy for You. Actually, First Love. Okay, it's so fucking hard for me. Adele 21. Adele 21, I'm going to have to do either Turning Tables or Take It All. And then there's an extra bonus song, if you could find it somewhere. It's called I Found a Boy. Perfection. Those three would have to be my favorite. And then Someone Like You has literally changed my life. But I wouldn't say it's my favorite in the album, but I love Someone Like You. And then Adele 25. That's a hard... I mean, I don't even know if I have a favorite one. I feel like my favorite from Adele 25 would have to be... I think it's All I Ask. And then from the Target version, there's extra songs, Can't Let Go. All I Ask and Can't Let Go. And I'm trying to think if there's another one. Probably Million Years Ago. I love that one. Yeah, tips on singing. I'm not one to give you tips on singing. I'm still learning every day. But my advice for you would be to sing from your heart. Pick songs that mean something to you and that you can, convey that emotion, and people could see your passion and your drive and the heart, with each song that you sing. Pick songs that mean something to you. Don't really focus on, I need views, I need attention, I need this and this and this and this. Pick songs that embrace your true artistry and who you are, and I promise it'll work out because people will see the kind of singer that you are. You know what I mean? It's hard for me because I grew up on so many different genres. Like, I could really sing rock or pop or a bunch of ballads. I love musical theater. I love country. I love Spanish music, alternative, all that stuff. But find your favorite musical artists and kind of stick with that, and you could kind of blend everything together and make your own sound. But sing from the heart. That's going to be my advice. Next up is, why do you love Kelly Clarkson so much? I think she is a legend and an icon. She's been in this industry for almost 20 years. One of the best singers of all time, actually. And has so many hits. Every single person in this world knows at least 5 Kelly Clarkson songs. Like, I could literally just tell you, like, Stronger, Since You've Been Gone, Catch My Breath, Mr. Know-It-All, Breakaway, Because of You, Heartbeat Song. Like, I could keep naming, and I'm sure you've heard these songs. Walk Away, Behind These Hazel Eyes, Miss Independent, or Don't You Want to Stay, I love her. I've been to the Kelly Clarkson show. This will be my 4th time this week. I've been to her concert. I love her. I love her voice. I love her personality, her confidence. She's been a huge inspiration to me, both musically and just like in life, just to have a role model. And yeah, she's been really a big part of my life, and I love her. I gotta turn the page. Oh, I gotta flip the fucking notebook. Okay. Which podcast episode were you the most nervous for? Probably John Paul. Yeah. I was so honored that he's really busy, like, with music and performing and stuff, and he took the time to come on my podcast, and he was like my 4th or 5th guest, and I was the most nervous for him. Also, I haven't really told anyone this, but I had a little like anxiety attack or a panic attack before Mario's episode, and I really wanted to fucking cancel, but I'm like, you know what, Yoel, fucking just do it. Mario's gonna come on and just get through the interview. That's why I sound very shaky in the beginning of it, so shaky and nervous, and I was really bad, but I still love the episode. Those are probably the 2 I was most nervous for. I can't really think of anything else. This whole season, though, season 2, I haven't really been nervous, like, at all. I just get excited. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. How do you deal with negativity from others? Before, I sucked at it. Before, it was a lot because I was receiving so much negativity. And it was a lot. Yeah, I don't like to look back at it, but I'm at an age now where I don't care what people think of me. There were so many things that I hated about myself, and I'm learning to love I'm learning to love that part of me. And it's just, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I don't care. None of it matters at the end of the day. None of it matters. The people who are hating on you and talking shit about you, they're not doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I've always said this. I don't take advice or negativity from anyone who does not know what the hell they are talking about, or they don't know what I'm going through, you know? Once you have a podcast and once you have a YouTube channel and you record yourself in a camera and sing your heart out and you want people to watch your stuff and listen to your stuff, then you could come to me and talk to me and tell me and give me advice. I will listen to Gabe any day. I'll listen to Cameron. I'll listen to John Turi, John Paul, any singers, musicians, Joel. I'll listen to anyone. YouTubers, I don't care. Content creators. I will listen to whatever you guys have to say because it really means a lot to me. Because we are all in this together. We all know what it feels like. I will not listen or take any advice or negativity from people who just sit in their bed and watch videos and want to dislike and talk shit and just say negative stuff about me. You know what I mean? So I don't care about it. None of it matters. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm putting out there. And you don't have to be rude about it. You know what I mean? Just move on. If you don't like it, don't fucking listen to me or pay attention to me. You know what I mean? Ooh. Oh shit. Yoel, you let that shit out there. Next up, how has life been since you came out? At first it was hell. I was really lost. I'm like, so I'm supposed to be myself. I'm supposed to be confident. You know, I came out, like, what now? You know, now I'm at a point, it's been over a year. And I've been myself all along. I didn't really need to change anything about me. I just have to continue to be myself. Who I love, shouldn't matter really to anyone but myself. It shouldn't affect anything. I'm more myself, basically. I'm more confident. I'm more outside of my shell a little bit. I'm not afraid to let my personality shine. Before I was really afraid of it because I didn't want anyone to know. But now I just let it out, and I could literally say I'm the happiest I've been, even though there's a lot of shit to deal with still. But I'm slowly getting there. Yeah, thank you for this question, actually. The podcast is very successful. Congrats. Yeah, thank you so much. I made the podcast. I put it out there. I'm glad people are listening. It really means a lot to me. And, yeah, I really have no words, actually. Thank you to everyone that comes on. Thank you to everyone that listens every week. I work really hard at this. I really do. So for people to actually listen, like, blown away. How do you choose your guests for the podcast? I ask them. How do I decide who they are? There has to be something about them that that inspires me, that I look up to. People that I genuinely love, that I appreciate. Every single person I've had, I have so much respect for them. Yeah, not everyone can just come on this podcast. there has to be something about you, you know what I mean? That I'd be willing to have a conversation to you about. And that's not anything like bad. Like if I haven't asked you to come on, I just really wanted like all my best friends and just people who have inspired me in some way, you know what I mean? That's basically it. That's how I decide who wants to come on. Do you bully any of your friends? I wouldn't say, we all have a love-hate relationship. It's not really bullying. I think the one that I'm the meanest to is Andrew, but it comes from the heart. Like I make fun of him a lot. In our Puerto Rico trip, I'd always fucking tell him. I'll like go to the room and I'll be like, Andrew, what the fuck are you doing in my room? Get the fuck out. I always made fun of him. But he doesn't really fucking care. I make fun of Ruby a lot, but not really. Bullying, I wouldn't say bullying. It's like a love-hate relationship. How did you design the artwork for your podcast? I don't fucking remember. I know I wanted a yellow background. Yellow's my favorite color. And I kind of saw the white template, the white font, and Confabulate came. I was just looking for words for synonyms for chatting and talking and having a conversation, and I found confabulation, so I'm like confabulate, and then with Yoel Sanchez, and then I had it, and then I found a little mic image thingy on Instagram, and I put it there, and then I wanted to make it a little me. I wanted my face on there somehow, and I have a big fat head, so I cut my head out and I put it on the O, and that's it. Yeah. I just had like a Dirty Monkey. I made this cocktail that I've been wanting for years. I had in Dominican Republic. There's like a banana in there and banana liquor and freaking coconut and pineapple. It's so freaking good, but it's making my voice so dry. Oh my god. Okay. Are we almost done? Fuck. Okay, we have a few more questions. How long does it take to record and edit and publish a podcast episode? Oh my god. Okay, so record anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, even more than an hour. And then editing, I usually make the transitions a little shorter because, especially if it's virtual, there's like a delay. So every time I ask a question, I have to get rid of that, empty space. And if I need to take out anything, I listen to it from start to finish. Editing, once I'm done editing, I have to listen to it again from start to finish. And then uploading it takes about an hour. Sometimes I like to give myself a few days in advance because sometimes Apple Podcasts or Spotify can really fuck shit up. So I guess altogether from recording, editing, it could be, I think I'd probably give you like 4 hours. Each episode takes 4 hours of my time. We could add it to that, which is cool. Like, I love it. I love doing what I do. How do you balance everything? I don't really know. I just do. I just make everything work. I squeeze everything in, and I take every day, one step at a time. You got to go to the gym, wake up early, go to the gym. You got classes, do your fucking classes. You got work, go to work. You have to record this podcast this day, fucking do it. You have class at night, do it. You got to do homework, do it. You got to start editing. You need a new episode on Monday, boom. I'm behind on the podcast. I'll ask someone, I'm like, hey, let's do this, come on. I just make everything work. I don't know how I balance it, but I do. A lot of long nights, waking up early all the time, a lot of stressful nights, and stressful days, and it is a lot being a student and having a job and having a podcast and YouTube and going to the gym and homework and trying to eat healthy and watch my body and deal with everything at home and everything. But I just do it. I love to keep myself busy. I've always loved to keep myself busy, even in high school. Clubs, AP classes, sports, this, that, work, everything. Let's do it all because, I don't know, I love to keep myself busy. I don't like any downtime for myself because I got a little friend called anxiety, and anxiety needs to stay the fuck away from me. Anyways, favorite album released this year. Honestly, this has been a great year for music. There's been so many albums released. I feel like every artist is probably current. Like, they've released something, whether this year or last year, except for, Adele and Kelly Clarkson and Rihanna. But, my voice is fucking tired. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. Favorite album this year. I think the one I've listened to the most and the one that I know all the songs to is Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. Love her voice. I love her songwriting. I loved... it's fucking hard. I liked John Mayer's album. It was good. I listened to Kanye's, listened to Drake's, Foo Fighters. Ben Platt's album is really good. Lorde, I didn't really like it that much. I'm going to give it another try, though, to listen to it. But my answer would probably be Olivia's. I'm excited for Ed Sheeran's album. It's coming in November, I think. Fearless by Taylor. Taylor's version is coming. I'm very excited for that one. And, yeah, it's been a lot of great music. I'm excited for... I think Adele might come this year. I'm excited about that. Biggest thing you struggle with. How much time do you have? That's hard. Like, the first thing I wanted to say was my weight. I don't remember a single moment in my life, even today, where I was, like, content with how I look with my body and my weight. I'm always a different size, I guess. I never know if I'm a medium or large or small. I'm always different. My weight is probably the biggest thing, but I know a lot of people have it way worse than I have, and I'd say it's my weight. Like, I call myself fat every day, but I don't know. My weight, my confidence, my singing. There's a lot that I struggle with. Literally everything about me. And I know it's hard for other people to hear this because all I receive is compliments, and people always complimenting me on how I look and my confidence and whatever. I don't believe any of it, but that's what I struggle with. It's crazy. The biggest things that I struggle with is what other people like about me, and it's the weirdest thing. Sometimes I feel like they're full of bullshit, but they're speaking truthfully. But whatever, I'd say that, yeah, that's gonna be my answer. Favorite Avenger? Ooh, that's a hard one. Okay, the first ever Avenger that became my favorite was Hawkeye, but then suddenly it became Black Widow. I've always been one, I don't like to be like everyone else. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man. I'm not going to be like everyone else. I'm going to stand out and pick someone that, probably does not get the attention that they deserve. And Hawkeye and Black Widow were it for me. But honestly, those two. Yeah, but I've always loved Fantastic Four. I feel like they're super underrated and they need to be included more. I love Fantastic Four. My favorite. Invisible Woman, love her. Fucking Human Torch, The Thing, and what the fuck? Reed. But what was his superhero name? Mr. Stretchy Man. Let's see. Okay, have you ever dated? I gotta be careful how I answer this. Yes, it took me years to start dating because, for obvious reasons, my sexuality, I was in the closet for so long and I struggled so much and I never really wanted to date. But it took me years to get to that headspace, which was recently, where I'm like, okay, let's start dating. And it didn't go as planned. I'm going to say it's changed the way I see the world and the way I see life. And I'm not going to be dating for a cool minute because there's a lot that I need to work on since that moment. I'm trying not to give too much away or too many details. I don't want people to jump to conclusions. And if you do jump to conclusions, you're probably right. But, yeah, it's just something that I never thought I'd ever go through. But I did. And I'm not going to say anymore. I really don't want to say anymore. But short answer, yes, I have dated, but I don't want to date anymore. Yeah. Next up, do you like Star Wars? Love it. I don't want to say I've seen every movie, but I have seen, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and what is that? What is that one? That last one with Luke? Fuck. And what's after Empire Strikes Back? Is it? Oh, the Return of the Jedi. Yes. And then I saw that the one right after, where Luke Skywalker's on that island, that's how it ends, and then I saw the one after that one. The newest one, haven't fucking seen it, I don't want to. Yoda will always be my favorite. I'm a huge fan. I have the games on the Wii. I got a big old poster in the back. Yoda, I love him. And, yeah, I love Star Wars so much. I should watch it today. Let's see. Favorite childhood movies? When I think of childhood movies, I think of like Chicken Little, I think of White Chicks, I think of Norbit, Finding Nemo, any Disney shit like Lion King, and The Incredibles is huge for me, Enchanted, High School Musical, Star Wars. Those are my favorite childhood movies. Yeah, I miss it. Who's your best friend? Any friend that is a part of my life today is my best friend. I can literally say that. Any person that I have a part of my life that's in my friend group, I can trust them with anything. I can call them, I can hang out with them. Those are my best friends. And they've all been on this podcast except for Anais, Ruby, Samantha, and Gabe. Those are the main ones. Everyone else, they've been on this podcast, so those are all my best friends. Yeah. Favorite album of all time. Oh my god. I'm trying to think of like the albums that have like changed my life. I think of Adele 21. I think of Michael Jackson Thriller. I think of Multiply by Ed Sheeran. And Plus by Ed Sheeran. And Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson. Those are probably my favorite albums. But like Amy Winehouse, I think it's Back to Black. I love that album. Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, the best pop album of all time. I think there's 5 number 1 singles on that. I'm like, what the hell? That is not possible. I love her. Those are my favorite albums. Favorite Ed Sheeran song? Okay, from each album. Because I cannot do of all time. I have to do from each album. From Plus, it's either Sunburn or Give Me Love. Yeah, I think... Yeah, we're going to do that. And then Multiply, it would have to be Fire Love, Tenerife Sea. Oh, I'm a Mess and Bloodstream. I give you 4 songs. I cannot pick between. I mean, either Tenerife Sea or Bloodstream. Yeah. And then we have Divide, Supermarket Flowers, Save Myself, Happier, How Would You Feel? No. Yeah, How Would You Feel? And then I also love What Do I Know? Divide is such a perfect album. Dive, I love Dive. Okay, number 6, Collaborations Project. I cannot believe that album exists. I was so disappointed. But I still love Ed. My favorite would have to be Best Part of Me. Honestly. Best Part of Me. I could throw Beautiful People with Khalid in there. And That's the Way to Break My Heart with Skrillex. That one was good. And then Blow with Chris Stapleton and Bruno Mars. Those are probably the only ones I could listen to. Yeah. And then what do we have his new album. I've only heard Bad Habits and Visiting Hours, which I love. And there's a new one. I think it's called Medicine or something like that. I'm excited though. I'm always going to love him. I love his voice. I can't wait to see him in concert again. What is next? Favorite Mexican food? Probably flautas. Flautas with rice and beans. Oh my god, I love tamales, enchiladas, pozole, tacos, tortas. I love it. I love Mexican food. Anytime I'm invited to a quinceañera or a carne asada or a party, I'm there. I'm excited. I love it. Favorite liquor? Oh my god, don't talk to me about alcohol. I'm a huge Bacardi fan, honestly. Especially if it has flavor like lime, or I just got a banana one. Tastes good. Yeah, lime, coconut. The coconut one is bomb. There's what's that one? Red? No. Oh my god, what is it? The one with the cinnamon. Fireball. There's Fireball. I don't like Crown Royal. Tastes like shit. Yeah, I mean, tequila, I could deal with it. I don't know which tequila. Grey Goose is okay, sure. I don't know. I really don't know. I just gave you a few, but yeah. Do you still watch WWE? Not anymore. I stopped watching in 2012 when Kelly retired. She was my favorite. She was like the reason why I watched. I loved her. Her and Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne, Dolph Ziggler, even The Miz, and I loved Randy Orton and John Cena too, and Chris Jericho. Those were like my favorites, and Kelly left and I was like, eh. But WWE is a big part of my life. I went to a few shows in person and I loved watching it every Monday and Friday. And I'm a huge fan. I'll watch it from time to time. I even went to WrestleMania at Levi's Stadium. It was a big moment for me, yeah. How did you get John Paul Wallace on the podcast? Great question. He made like this group chat with fans, and he asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. And so I obviously said yes, which reminds me, I haven't even been on it in a while. I feel bad. I've been so busy. Um, and then I kind of sent the link as soon as I started the podcast. I'm like, guys, I have a new podcast. Wonder what I have to do to get John Paul on it. And then John Paul was like, I'm sure if you ask him, he'll say yes. And that's when I DM'd him, and he said yes. And we picked out a date, and I sent him a Zoom link. And I'm like, I'm going to get John Paul on my fucking podcast. And I asked him so many questions about singing and recording and his musical influences, and like I got some lyrics from his songs. It was so much fucking fun. I loved it. It's a big moment for me. I see it that he's on the podcast, and I'm like, this did not just fucking happen. I cannot even fucking believe. Like when John Turry gets his own episode, I'm gonna shit myself too. I cannot believe it. I don't know. I look at some names on my podcast, and I'm like, how did they fucking come on? That is like so unexpected. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, I don't even know how that happened. Oh my god, this is my last question. Okay, thank God, because my voice has been tired. Oh, I just hit the table. My last question is, what is your favorite thing about being a content creator? Honestly, I love being busy. I already said that. But my favorite thing about being a content creator is, that is a tough one. Because I feel like being a content creator literally saved my life. Yeah, it literally saved me. You don't know how many times I have been like dead inside, like wanting to like, okay, I don't want to get that deep, but how many times I've just been depressed, and a song helps me, and then I sing it in front of the camera, and I throw my whole like soul into the song, and it saved me. And this podcast, like I started it in March when there was a lot of shit going on at home, and I had to talk to people every single week and ask them how they're doing and shit, and it's really saved me. Just doing it, that's my favorite thing, just doing it and keep going and not giving up, no matter how many people listen or pay attention, no matter how many people talk shit about me. I just I keep going. There's no point of quitting. I'm just gonna keep going. For people to listen, for people to pay attention and watch. Even people who are like, oh my god, did you check out Yoel's new episode? Or swiping up. Thank you guys for swiping up or hitting the link. You have no idea, like when I see 300 or 400 people see my story, and I could see who fucking swipes up or clicks the link, and I see 5 people hit the link or 2 people swiped up, and I'm like, oh, okay, no one fucking cares. But when people actually listen and check it out, and I don't know, it's hard to put into words. I feel like once you become a content creator and you create your own shit and you post it and you want people to check it out, you'll know what that feeling is like. But I got no words. Like I love what I do. I love it so much, and I do so much. And sometimes I want to be a normal person, whatever that means. Like I want to be a friend. I want to be one of my friends for a day and see how they look at me and see what it is like to be friends with me, to have a friend who came out on YouTube and who is a YouTuber and who has a podcast and who, constantly is on the go. I want to know what that's like, because I feel like I'm humbled all the time. My friends keep me humble. My family keeps me humble, even though I feel fucking crazy. I'm about losing my fucking mind. Yeah, I got like no other words to say. That's my favorite thing, just actually doing it, I'd have to say, and just people appreciating what you put out there. That's it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the questions. I loved it so much. Yeah, I was literally just been sitting here in my room just reading them, and it's very weird. I feel like I'm talking to someone, but I've been talking to myself for I don't even know how long. I guess we're gonna see how long this episode is. But thank you guys so much. If you made it to the very end, I appreciate you. I know it's hard to listen to an episode for so long, but it truly means the world to me. Let me know if you do listen to it to the very end. Yeah. And I will see you guys next week. Well, we're going to finish up this season with more interviews. I think we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be 4 or 5 more interviews before the end of the season. And we're going to have a blast, and it's going to be really great, okay? So thank you guys for the questions. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys next week. And yeah, thank you guys. Love you. Bye.